别跟我顶嘴！
我就是这么厉害。
刀剑刻画出来的过去，
每天都是不同的冒险。
为加勒比海联盟而战。奥古斯丁中尉前来报道。我其实不想跟你们扯上关系。
我一直觉得有人在呼唤我。我跟我母亲学的。
KO， 哈哈，真好笑。错误无法翻译，禁止进入。
你是自掘坟墓。
你还没有做好学习的准备。
你相信我吗？谁去叫我的管家来？管好你自己就好。
科学就是我的信仰。
谁知道未来会怎样？
我们相处挺愉快的，才怪嘞！
我的枪法可没生疏。
闪光，回报状况。
目标出现了，上尉。
等了这么久，马克西米连终于现身了，别失手了。
你说了算。你受到攻击，
准许攻击。特遣队出发，解决掉马克西米连的护卫。
唉，通知他们，有不速之客。
Hello， 大家
射击就麻烦了。
那就让他逃不了。换你，温斯顿。
让我来。
别忘了，要活捉马克西米连，得靠他才能找到利爪。
哈哈，你该提醒其他人才对。他跑了。
别担心，他走不了多远。
别太大意，暴风雨逼近了，马克西米连可能会趁机行动。我对你们有信心，不过别闹翻天了。
哼，我可不保证。
我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。
知道了，上尉，我们出发吧。
找到马克西米连了，他在唐兰波提可酿酒厂。哇，记得别破坏太多东西。为了这次任务，我已经得熬夜写报告书了。
真的很抱歉。
做好战斗准备。对不起。
再来一次。
敌方空投已经出现了，
看到烟了跑啊！
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。很好，又有更多惊喜。注意，有狙击兵！
注意，有狙击兵！
佐杰，马克西米连该不会还有其他打手吧？
自从毁灭球王浮出台面之后，他就更积极参与立法组织的事务。我猜背后一定有什么原因。
解决狙击兵了。
我们到酿酒厂外面了。
扫荡整个建筑，找出马克的下落。我要开门了，大家小心。
好啊，做好最坏打算，迎接最好结果。
精神可嘉。
小心火！
Hello。
什么？佐杰恩。哦，通讯中断了。
需要治疗。
有埋伏。
敌人接近了。
敌方刺客。英雄永不消失。
别怕。
别想了，帮我摆脱你觉得马克西米连会告诉我们吗？
他是收钱做事的人，情报分析指出，他应该会妥协。
哎，什么意思？
他会开口的。
小心上面。
Hello。
进站。狙击兵！
前面有狙击兵！
解决狙击兵了！
我来支援你。
什么 果没逮到小马，会怎样？
有人一直强力要求重新安排我们的人力。
最近莫里森和雷耶斯一直在吵这件事。
那特遣队呢？
我们可能也待不久了。
英雄永不消逝。
头顶靠近了。
正在控制卡车。
英雄永不消逝。
嗨！
你想去哪里啊，小马？
有必要这样吗？有话可以好好商量啊。
我们跟你没什么好商量的。
也得跟我们走。
我们很清楚你和同伙的底细。
我的同伙可多了，这样讲可能不够清楚，但是我这个人呢，资源丰富。这么说吧，你们想做什么生意？
我们想找人。
哦，那请问你们想找谁呢？
朋友，这个世界不像我们有远见。我很钦佩你想成就的目标，你为同胞奋斗，值得敬重。可惜注定失败，但是有利爪帮忙，那就不一样了。
继续说。
闪光，回报状况。
目标出现了，上尉。
等了这么久，马克西米连终于现身了，别失手了。
你说了算。你受到攻击，
准许攻击。特遣队出发，解决掉马克西米连的护卫。
唉，通知他们，有不速之客。
Hello， 大家好。
要是让他逃走，世 麻烦了。
那就让他逃不了。
换你，温斯顿。
让我来。
别忘了，要活捉马克西米连，得靠他才能找到利爪。
哈哈，你该提醒其他人才对。他跑了。
别担心，他走不了多远。
别太大意，暴风雨逼近了，马克西米连可能会趁机行动。我对你们有信心，不过别闹翻天了。
哼，我可不保证。
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。
知道了，上尉，我们出发吧。
嘿，
找到马克西米连了，他在唐兰波提可酿酒厂。记得别破坏太多东西。为了这次任务，我已经得熬夜写报告书了。
你真的很暴虐。
小心点，我们有麻烦了。我来治疗。敌方援军出现了。索杰，马克西米连该不会还有其他打手吧？
自从毁灭拳王浮出台面之后，他就更积极参与利爪组织的事务。我猜背后一定有什么原因。
小心，他在瞄准你！狙击兵死亡了。上尉，我们到酿酒厂外面了。
扫荡整个建筑，找出马克的下落。我要开门了，大家小心。
做好最坏打算，明天最好结果。
精神可嘉。
我遭受攻击。
英雄永不消逝。
然后呢？
什么？
索杰，通讯中断了。
敌人埋伏可能性高。
敌方部队来袭！小心敌方刺客！刺客了！
没逮到小马会怎样？
有人一直强力要求重新安排我们的人力。
最近莫里森和雷耶斯一直在吵这件事。
嗨，
那特警队呢？
我们可能也带不走了。
启动治疗光束。
注意屋顶，发现敌方援军。
有狙击兵现身了，在瞄准你。
英雄永不消逝。
你觉得马 西米莲会告诉我们吗？
他是收田做事的人，情报分析指出，他应该会妥协。
哎，什么意思？
他会开口的。
弹无虚发，援护我！发现重装突击兵。
通讯恢复正常了，大家状况如何？
索杰，来点好消息吧！
我们找到马克了，他在海岸堡垒。你们需要其他东西才能炸开大门。
装着炸药的卡车怎么样啊？
那当然可以。
一切就绪喽。
附近是不是有一台装满炸药的卡车？
有。
那么，行动吧。
Hello， 嘿啊！
英雄永不消逝。
空投艇靠近了。
有更多敌人出现了！
哦，狙击兵！
消灭狙击兵了！
冒险插个队。
解决那些家伙，快没时间了。
小心点，我们有麻烦了。就是这样。刚刚聊到哪了？
空投艇靠近了。
英雄永不消逝。
是狙击兵，
前面有狙击兵，狙击兵死亡了。
注意，有狙击兵！
狙击兵现身了。
发现重装突击兵。
爪部队都消灭掉了，快去准备一下，用卡车过门。
快递来喽！
你想去哪里啊，小马？
有必要这样吗？有话可以好好商量啊。
我们跟你没什么好商量的。
也得跟我们走。
我们很清楚你和同伙的底细。
我的同伙可多了，这样讲可能不够清楚，但是我这个人呢，资源丰富。这么说吧，你们想做什么生意？
我们想找人。
哦，那请问你们想找谁呢？
朋友，这个世界不像我们有远见。我很钦佩你想成就的目标，你为同胞奋斗，值得敬重。可惜注定失败，但是有利爪帮忙，那就不一样了。
继续说。
If they push from mid and then throw a bot lane, so if they push from mid and then throw a bot lane, so I think it's far safer to open up the lane there for game.
Facing. Alright, you do you. He's doing him, he's feeling it. He's got the double control ward, he really wants to get control of this map.
But like once he takes out top lane wave, or at least gives all the gold towards Gimgood, not only is he that much closer to his gunblade, and Akali really relies on that to essentially start unlocking herself. If you pick up the tower at least, because there's no one there to defend, then she can suddenly start moving with you. Look around the mid lane turret, like cut through blue side jungle. There's a lot you can do there if you're able to get Gimgood out of lane.
FPX don't know this gank is coming, but XX doesn't even land the flash knockback, so it's going to be the turn for FPX here. They're getting a lot of damage onto XX. They might even be able to take him out, but instead they're going to have to back off with Knight teleporting into the bottom lane. Joinbee's here for the flank, and Tien, the Land Shark Jaws theme playing. Not going to go for the dive just yet. And FPX will back off and force away TOP.
That was just the saddest situation. I don't even want to look at XX's camera anymore. Like at that point, he tried everything to look for a play there. I think he didn't trust that LWX and Chris would walk any closer to the bush, and just thought that he had the opportunity. So lost out on everything. Lost out his flash, and Knight teleported to the play too.
They won't get anything off that, but FPX sure will. They're going to send that Rift Herald into the mid lane. Should be able to pick up this first tower for themselves as well. Now, it's not the top lane like you mentioned, so Akali going to be a little bit sad for a few more minutes, but this should be a free first tower here. Knight goes in with a dominance, a lot of damage onto Tien, still chasing down, and FPX need to start running. Teleport coming in as well. This is turning into a 5-on-5 team fight really quick. Knight gets taken out, so much burst damage from Joinbee.
Numbers game, and they keep going for it.
He wants to find it, but slicing Maelstrom gonna slice him a whole lot of nothing. as the fight is disengaged with SPX picking up the mid laner of TOP.
That's the attentiveness that FPX bottom lane had in game 1, finally paying off. First in the last game was always covering just in case for play. Didn't work.
闪光，回报状况。
目标出现了，上尉。
等了这么久，马克西米莲终于现身了，别失手了。
你说了算。我受到攻击，
准许攻击。特遣队出发，解决掉马克西米莲的护卫。
通知他们有不速之客。
Hello， 大家好。哦，他跑了！
要是让他逃走，事情就麻烦了。
那就让他逃不了。
换你，温斯顿。
让我来。
别忘了，要活捉马克西米莲，得靠他才能找到利种。
哈哈，你该提醒其他人才对。
Yeah, man. It's another game. You're still that one team fight, or at least that opening. Now for COP, I actually just don't see that opening if it's not no use going in for an ultimate, like a flash ulti, and even then he needs stopwatch, Zonia to secure that he doesn't die right off.
别担心，他走不了多远。
别太大意，暴风雨逼近，马克西米莲可能会趁机行动。我对你们有信心，不过别闹翻天了。
我可不保证。
我是左杰恩，我在找马克西米莲的位置，给我几秒钟。
知道了，上尉，我们出发吧。
找到马克西米莲了，他在唐兰波提可酿酒厂。哇，记得别破坏太多东西。为了这次任务，我已经得熬夜写报告书了。
真的很抱歉。
有更多敌人出现了。
索杰，马克西米莲该不会还有其他打手吧？
自从毁灭神王浮出台面之后，他就更积极参与立法组织的事务。我猜背后一定有什么秘密。
上尉，我们到酿酒厂外面了。
扫荡整个建筑，找出马克的下落。我要开门了，大家小心。
做好最坏打算，迎接最好结果。
精神可嘉。
有种似曾相识的感觉。什么？
改到小马会怎样？
有人一直强力要求重新安排我们的人力。
最近莫里森和雷耶斯一直在吵这件事。
那特遣队呢？
我们可能也待不久了。
敌人从上面来了。
倒数就是这样，有更多敌人来了。有狙击兵，注意，敌人派了狙击兵。
消灭狙击兵了。
反击！
我最讨厌狙击枪了。你觉得马克西米连会告诉我们吗？
他是收田做事的人。起码分析指出，他应该会妥协。
哎，什么意思？
他会开口的。
发现重装突击兵！
好消息吧？
我们找到马克了，他在海岸堡垒。你们需要其他东西才能炸开大门。
装着炸药的卡车怎么样啊？
那当然可以。
一切就绪喽。
附近是不是有一台装满炸药的卡车？
有。
那么，行动吧。
出现了！
交战！注意天上！
废手。
英雄永不消逝。注意，有狙击兵！
哦，也有狙击兵！
消灭狙击兵了！注意，敌人派了狙击兵。
是狙击兵。
重装突击兵出现了！时间到！扫荡完毕。
利爪部队都消灭掉了，快去准备一下，用卡车过门。
看我的厉害！
你想去哪里啊，小马？
有必要这样吗？有话可以好好商量啊。
我们跟你没什么好商量的。
也得跟我们走。
我们很清楚你和同伙的底细。
我的同伙可多了，这样讲可能不够清楚。但是我这个人资源丰富。这么说吧，你们想做什么生意？
我们想找人。
哦，那请问你们想找谁？
这个世界不像我们无远见。
Oh, he needs to find a way out of this one. He's got the shot for the time being. Nice looking for it. He's got the ward on tonight. This is literally just going to be... Oh my god. No, he's going to get spotted. Flash plant. Oh, wait a minute. He has the perfect execution. Gimgun still has the flash. He flashes over the wall. And Knight not going to go for it.
That was beautiful from Gimgun. That ward that he placed across the terrain, just to know where that paid off. Leading towards bot. Moment he was like, okay, he's following me. I can get the hell out of here. Just book it.
That's one of those plays where you're like, Mom, get the camera. Oh no, this might be another one. Tien's coming in, gets the knockup onto Loken. So much damage. Ultimate. Goodbye, Ezreal. And Tien wants another one, second knockup, but this time it's a 1 versus 2. But he's level 11 against a level 7 and a level 9. He's still going to be just fine at the end of this fight.
Yeah, and XX doesn't have his ultimate here. So even if he were to go that low, here we go.
Join me? I don't know about this one, bud. He goes for the dominance, going to keep him alive for the time being. He gets healing from it. He's still fighting. He's going to make it out alive nonetheless. What is happening this game?
This game is upsetting. That's what that is. He's going to be probably going towards Spear Sojourn or something. At this point,
oh, he 100%.
They are so far ahead that I don't think they ever lose the fight. So let's just take a look at this one. This hell looks beautiful. Right on top of him, just jump right into the and before he can land, but he still got the execution. That was
闪光，回报状况。
目标出现了，上尉。
等了这么久，马克西米连终于现身了。别失手了。
你说了算。你受到攻击，
准许攻击。特遣队出发，解决掉马克西米连的护卫。
通知他们有不速之客。
Hello， 大家好。哦，他要跑了。
要是让他逃走，事情就麻烦了。那就让他逃不了。
Not gonna get the kill though. The ultimate. Oh, never mind. Flashing on him gets the kill. And Tien 7-0 and 4 now. These are the best.
换你温斯顿。
让我来。
别忘了，要活捉马克西米连，得靠他才能找到利爪。
At this point, Dragon,
Big, Baron. 你该提醒其他人才对。
Such a bad at least Loken and Slice. Like at least. they've got that going well. The rest of the team at just 18 minutes for FPX, double out too. Man, Brad, TOP just cannot catch a break. That Baron is going to go down so quickly to FPX. This is why I'm so disrespectful, just because they have so much mobility.
别担心，他走不了多远。
别太大意，暴风雨逼近，马克西米连可能会趁机行动。我对你们有信心，不过别闹翻天了。
我可不保证。
Right now, whenever they have shove, I want TOP to place down. Just like you have triple teleport.
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。
知道了，上尉，我们出发吧。
找到马克西米连了，他在唐兰波提可酿酒厂。哇，记得别破坏太多东西。为了这次任务，我已经得熬夜写报告书了。
真的很抱歉。
帮我击退他们。
做好战斗准备。
敌方援军出现了，启动治疗光束。
索
杰，马克西米连该不会还有其他打手吧？
自从毁灭拳王浮出台面之后，他就更积极参与利爪组织的事务。我猜背后一定有什么原因。
狙击兵现身了，
瞄准，
小心那个狙击兵！消灭狙击兵了。伤口在哪里？
我们到酿酒厂外面了，
扫荡整个建筑，找出马克的下落。我要开门了，大家小心。
小凯，做好最坏打算，迎接最好结果。
精神可嘉。
我来了，我强化你了，我来治疗你。
什么？索杰恩？哦，通讯中断了。
敌人埋伏可能性高。
发现敌方援军。
发现刺客。
他是收钱做事的人，情报分析指出，他应该会妥协。
哎，什么意思？
他会开口的。
敌方援军来袭。
前面有狙击兵，
你在找医生吗？
狙击兵早就炸了，
你的伤害提升了。
小凯，谢啦。
如果没逮到小马，会怎样？
有人一直强力要求重新安排我们的人力。
最近莫里森和雷耶斯一直在吵这件事。
那特遣队呢？
我们可能也待不久了。
发现重装突击兵，
英雄永不消逝。敌人正在攻击我。
恢复正常了，大家状况如何？
索杰，来点好消息吧。
我们找到马克了，他在海岸堡垒。你们需要其他东西才能炸开大门。
装着炸药的卡车怎么样啊？
那当然可以。
一切就绪喽。
附近是不是有一台装满炸药的卡车？
有。
那么，行动吧。
治疗光束启动。
空投艇靠近了。
有更多敌人出现了！注意，敌人派了狙击兵。我来帮你。
狙击兵倒下了。
敌方空投艇出现了。现身了，让你恢复战力。有狙击兵，注意，敌人派了狙击兵。有人叫医生吗？重装步兵出现了，英雄永不消失。刚刚聊到哪啦？我来治疗你。高提高，我是该休息一下。
消灭重装突击。
治疗光束。扫荡完毕。
利爪部队都消灭掉了，快去准备一下，用卡车破门。
正在控制卡车。
你想去哪里啊，小马？
唉，有必要这样吗？有话可以好好商量啊。
我们跟你没什么好商量的。
也得跟我们走。
To get something out of this one.
我们很清楚你和同伙的底细。
我的同伙可多了，这样讲可能不够清楚。但是我这个人资源丰富。这么说吧，你们想做什么生意？
我们想找人。
哦，那请问你们想找谁呢？
It's a pretty rough one, I think. All they can do.
朋友，这个世界不像我们有远见。我很钦佩你想成就的目标，你为同胞奋斗，值得敬重。可惜注定失败，但是有利爪帮忙，那就不一样了。
继续说。
Multiple people trying to help him, and you see LWX using his W, just like essentially ultimate right in towards his own death. Sure, he got the kill on to Ezreal, but hell yeah, like TOP is gonna take that trade. So these are all points for FPX that they have that major lead, lessons to be able to take and continue that lead without falling into danger zones, I suppose.
Looking at TOP then, because I mean for FPX it just sounds like they're able to find these things that they need to do, but sometimes they sort of falter in the execution a little bit. The problem with TOP seems like is they're having execution issues of their own.
Yeah, I think the execution game too with XX and TOP, I say more communication. I think execution on that one is, I don't know, man. Like if you're getting full dive down by a Rek'Sai and you don't have your mid laner in tow, something went wrong going into that play. Especially, like I think BSYY is a godlike coach to be able to be like recognize that, hone in on that, and have that discussion with XX. Because I don't think the call is to say let's not play Urgot anymore. You should never shut yourself off of a champion in the jungle, that is, just because of miscommunication or mixed execution, as you've mentioned. when the champion has found so much success for you in the past. So going to this game, he really feels like these teams are adapting so well. FPX adapted so well going into game 2. I want to see if TOP can learn enough about game 2 to be able to go into game 3 strong.
This is so exciting going into Summer Split. Not even just that. Let's talk about the context of these teams in general, because both of these teams joined the league in 2018. So franchising, I mean, going from some of the worst teams in our league brand new to being here in the 3rd place match within 1 year. I mean, both of these organizations, both of these teams should be very proud of their progress, especially this split.
I would say for FPX, hell yes. Like, they got all these players for themselves, and I think that their progress, essentially updating their coaching staff, their mid lane, their jungle, they recognize that their core of LWX, Crisp, and Gimgoon were strong. They need to find ways to get around that. For TOP, it was a little bit different. For TOP, they already had Dan Gaming. Dan Gaming came into the LPL like from their promotion tournament, came in strong to begin with, and then started to teeter off. When they got that sick new sponsorship, right? Suddenly you are TOP. They first took that attempt of saying, we can work with these players. We don't need to look for like that hot new talent coming through. We have faith in BSY, but it comes through. I think that was a great decision to begin with. But going into 2019, they're like, let's change everything, right? We're still keeping Cat. You saw Cat in one game going into the regular season and final week. They still have Moyu, and Moyu's paying off. But my point is, for them, they found growth just through realizing that BSYY is someone they can back fully. And I like that both these teams have very strong coaches, and you're starting to see it come through the series.
I want to see it come through in the drafting as well, because game 1 seemed like it was a drafting win through and through for TOP, but game 2 more of a mixed bag. So now coming into the draft for game number 3, I want to see some adaptations both in play style, but more importantly between these two coaches in draft.
Silas is my big pick. Silas was a great pick in game 1 because FPX didn't play it well to counter out in mid lane. And then in game 2, they finally had that Renection option. So, oh, there we go. TOP wanted to give that away because it wasn't working for them in the blue side. And FPX has said, we'll pick that up ourselves.
Honestly, I felt like Knight performed pretty well on it, but the Rex side definitely making a stronger argument, especially in that game number 2.
It's a shove. Shove and ability to trade. Renekton will smash you in both regards. So, even if the Renekton was taken out in Irelia, thankfully FPX banned out the Jace, but that could have been an option as well. There are just a lot of champions that actually just do great in towards the Silas. It just depends on whether the solo laners are willing to flex it between the two. This time around, we don't even have to have that discussion. In fact, we're just going to see what TOP has a response towards the Silas.
Looks like that's going to be the LeBlanc coming in as well. It's going to be very strong for Knight. I love seeing LeBlanc on mechanically talented mid laners because there are so many amazing plays we've seen. You know, last year we saw Icon make some crazy 1v5 play with it. I'm excited to see what Knight's able to pull out.
In fact, JD shut FPX out of the finals with that LeBlanc play from Yagao. LeBlanc just does so much. She is a playmaker. In times of deficit, when you are behind, she can find you way back into the game. I think that's something that TOP have been sorely lacking in the last game, is when they had themselves in a deficit, they didn't have a way, no pick potential. This will cover that.
But now looking over to FPX, that is going to be a top lane Silas, as the Corki has been locked in there for Doinby as well.
I'm a suspicious man. I'm suspicious of other people. I'm myself. I'm incredibly trustworthy. You can trust my. You can trust my.
Right.
Quiet down. All right. When we have seen Corki get picked early on, and I'm talking about when it was Rogue Warriors and Doinby was tag teaming with SNLZ, that was a Corki 80 carry. So my point is Corki is very likely going mid lane, but if you already see Silas and a Corki pick, I'm saying that that's easily a flex potential towards LWX as well. I've seen him play it a few times in my life, so I'm never going to pull it past FPX to come up with a new strategy.
And now will be the time to show it. You know, going into the next split, the patches are no longer relevant. All those things they may have prepared for finals, they get to show that out here today.
I will say, though, that the Hex Drinker opportunity, like, it gets you past so many assassin matchups. So if you are the Corki here, and if you're just thinking, how do I get to that 30-minute mark, 3 item point, then really it just comes down to the fact, okay, I'm going up against the LeBlanc, I'll pick up Hex Drinker, I'll shove as much as I can, and then I'll get past it free. It really is just about what can Knight do to get himself out of this situation.
Looks like he's going to have the time of his life, but in the bottom lane, there's a little bit of concern here for TOP because that's going to be the Lucian picked up for LWX. Looks like TOP's response, they're looking towards either the Ashe or the Varus, both utility heavy AD carries with that strong ultimate.
I wonder what Moyu is going to go towards, because in the past he's gone towards a Jax, like solo queue, when he sees himself going up against the Sylas. I think Jax is a pretty good option here. Just depends on what his inclinations are, because I'm seeing a topside heavy focus coming out of TOP. Rek'Sai is so great with the LeBlanc, you can set up towards finding the picks on towards Corki. That gets locked in.
Boom! There it is. The trouble pony in the top lane. Hecarim going to be picked up there from Moyu. Of course, only 2 picks so far, but 100% win rate, so that's pretty good, statistically speaking at least, Raz. How do you feel in this game in particular?
I'm worried, man. Like, Hecarim versus Sylas is not a good matchup for Hecarim. Early on, before first base, before like he can really get his first like phage and Sheen and all that, he gets run through, gets out-traded, gets out-pushed. Hecarim has it rough here, but remember, Rek'Sai and LeBlanc have a really good 2v2 through mid lane. Like, Lee Sin will have troubles trying to like trade through Rek'Sai because he can knock him up during his mid-queue. There's a lot that he can do specifically in that matchup. This is a great amount of pick potential coming out of LeBlanc. So I'm saying through mid lane, they can help top lane. Moyu can pick up his items, and then in a longer lane, like basically post-Trinity Force, then you say Sylas will have problems.
So what's the game plan here for FPX? Because they've got the early game in the bottom lane with the Lucian. They've got the Galio, of course, can go towards the later end of things. They have the Sylas as well with the Corki. What are they looking to put together with this composition?
I'd say play it slow. I think that, first of all, playing towards your top lane is a big benefit. You can shut down a lot of good stuff that Rek'Sai wants to get done in the top side just by having the Sylas have early shove. So I'm fully expecting FPX, right here you can see, like Tien helping the Sylas out early on, possibly looking for a dive because Hecarim is just that vulnerable early on. And then maybe looking towards mid lane, because it's kind of difficult to ever get a gank on the LeBlanc, especially with the Corki being your assistance. But you can start getting mana off her, helping the Corki out a little bit when he needs to get a base off. Essentially, I want to be able to see Tien help out Doumbé and help out Gimgoon to keep them going. I think LWX and Chris will be fine in the bottom lane.
Tien going to have a lot of weight on his back as he needs to prop up his solo laners so that his bottom lane can carry through and they can keep the pressure away, because if Knight is able to run away with this mid lane matchup, suddenly Moyu is going to be one scary horse up there in the top lane. We'll see how each team executes as we get into game number 3 of FPX versus TOP. Level 1 invade coming out here.
So close.
Just short. Just short. Now FPX is going to keep diving in here towards the red buff. They're trying to set up a vertical jungle, it looks like. How does this help them?
Essentially just shuts out XX a little bit through bot lane. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's not vertical jungling just yet. Remember, that's usually like 120 you look for a deep invade. This time around they're just trying to get early wards across. So that's one thing that I've always enjoyed about level 1s, is that there's always different objectives in mind. Like, what are you trying to get out of it? The ward that he placed down certainly catches him if he's trying to go towards Krugs early on. So basically just catches out pathing here.
And we'll see, of course, that the start is going to... Oh! They'll probably spot XX on this one as he goes down towards the red buff. Not 100% sure, but they should be able to see him just from the corner of that brush.
Nope.
No.
So, as I said, Krugs. Like, that's a great ward to catch him out if he's ever in transition towards the Krug camp, and I expect him to do so. It really just depends on what his early pathing is.
There's a lot of damage coming out from the Conqueror of Moyu here at the level 1 at the very least, though.
And that's what I love about Hecarim. You know, when we were... Oh my god, he's actually just going to get ganked here by Tien. I'll hold the thought before. We'll see what ends up happening here.
Gimgoon has the absconded duck. There's one part. There's going to be 2 in a second here. The QQ coming in. Goodbye, Moyu. First blood for Tien.
Yeah, that feels bad right there. If you're Moyu, at least he has teleport to come right back in it, but that's tough to watch. One thing that I was about to say, great buff to top lane Hecarim was the fact that not only was his Q directly buffed, including the extra bonus, 10% bonus damage to his Q. On top of that, Conquerors was a major change that came for a lot of melee champions, but gave him sustain when he already had so much sustain built into his kit. So there was so much that helped him out, but his major worry, especially like during solo queue, was keep yourself afloat in the early laning phase. There are so many champions in the top lane that shove into you, out-trade you, like Jace, Kennen, and all of them sorts. Silas is another one that did quite well versus him. And then on top of that, just being able to get out of situations because you don't have flash is a big worry, which is, once again, he got caught by a gank, didn't have any support. He had the ignite, and that was all that he had for him.
Tien once again on this upper side of the map with such good pathing, able to take away the Gromp and won't be detected by XX. He'll suspect it, of course, because he knows that the blue buff is missing. Now Tien will spot that XX was just here on the side of the map, and he's rotating towards the middle lane, not quite sure what to do with himself right now.
At this point, he should just go towards his Raptors and Krugs. Unless if any other positive trades happen towards top lane, and it looks like that's the case if you're looking towards Moyu. Doesn't have mana and HP to his name. So Lee Sin now has a possibility of looking top lane with a big building wave, but very safely if you're saying that Rek'Sai is getting, you know, he got his own wolf camp and he's starting to clear out towards his bottom side, then it's easier to say, let me get my experience so I don't fall too far behind. I got to think about myself first.
XX will evade onto Wolves, try and keep himself up in this matchup, and the Krugs will be secured by Tien as well. But this does mean that he is able to get a top lane gank early on into the game if he feels like it.
I don't think so. I think right now Gimgoon actually just doesn't have enough mana to support it, and the wave is starting to shove into Moyu. I think Moyu is relatively safe here. I do think that if there's ever a concern for Gimgoon shoving in without an ability to reset the wave, then sure, he could come up top lane, but that's not a concern. He's even teleporting right there.
We'll have the full mana, full HP, and as a result, Tien just going to go back real quick. Corrupting Potion plus the Doran's Blade and the Dark Seal locked down here for Gimgoon in the top lane. A lot of sustain picked up in the laning phase.
It's going to be nice to see. I think one thing I need to see a little bit more coming out from XX is possibility of looking for a mid lane gank, mid lane play. One thing that hurts Corki quite a bit is the fact that, yeah, sure, he can actually escape gank through Valkyrie, but he requires to use it, and it just costs a lot of mana to be able to sustain that. So it's going to take him some time before he ends up getting up his own Hex Drinker, but at this point in time, he's susceptible to these ganks.
Has the potential, but does have the call to scale into that later stage of the game pretty comfortably. This bottom lane has not been going well for FPX here, considering that you've got a Lucian being down in CS against Varus.
Varus does have the range there. I think, my opinion, Loken and Ben should have a trading advantage. And on top of that, once again, picking up the cleanse works well versus the opportunity for a taunt. If Chris ever goes in for a fight with Prusty attack trade coming through, he's going to get denied and Moyu.
Here comes Tien. There it is. Easy kill picked up there for the jungler of FPX. 2-0 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like, I mean, I guess a little bit more so now that it actually happened. But the fact that Moyu had always been pressured underneath his tower and was to the whims of Tien's dive. Wouldn't happen earlier because Gumgoon just was focusing on his own wave. His wave clear didn't have the mana for it, and Tien just wanted to be able to get his own Krugs. Easiest dive possible. XX didn't see it coming.
We saw what happened last game when this occurred. Tien just got enough kills that he was snowballed out of control. And granted, he's not on the Rek'Sai this time, but Lee Sin's no slouch in the early game either. He's got a lot of map mobility, a lot of assassination potential if he's able to get the angles. And he's got the options. You know, these top lane dives have been consistently successful. Maybe he'll get the opportunity to transition his lead to help his bot lane out a little bit more.
He got Caulfield, so I'm looking at currently, he just has the advantage. He had 25 extra DPS that he has, or at least his AD. And on top of that, the extra cooldown reduction. Just a fan of, like right now, off of that early 2 kills that he has, he can start spiraling this advantage for himself. And I think it's XX that has to start worrying about him.
Well, XX so far is the bottom side of the map, and the Ocean Drake down there is control warded by the side of FPX. So Tien feels pretty comfortable spending all of his time up here in the top side of the map. Gimgoon has stolen away the onslaught of shadows from Moyu. And Tien's decided that this gank is going nowhere fast, so he's going to back off to his own jungle.
Remember, they don't have an idea of where the Rek'Sai is currently. So, all intents and purposes, just looking for a counter gank if possible. Because Silas was pushing in, has flash, has everything. Like, Moyu could look for his own ultimate to set up for a gank. So, Lee Sin was sitting there just in case any trades happen, but more importantly, just in case XX looks for a gank himself.
XX instead is looking for the gank in the mid lane here. Going to be a little bit vulnerable here on this Corki, but he's still going to play it safe. Shoved in the wave entirely down into the tower, so he's going to back knowing that he doesn't have a whole lot of mana to sustain back up, and he should be able to complete his Hex Drinker now.
It's a nice and safe game. I think this one actually favors Tien. overall, even though he has himself a large lead, people would think that he would want to be able to spiral that a little bit more. But if you're just looking at the whole big picture, like Corky has got himself like even in the matchup. He's able to come back into the lane, I think, with a Hex Drinker on top of that, so he's suddenly safe. You can start playing through mid lane. At the same time, Gimgoon's been farming safely and is able to get himself slow lead, so we'll have to see. This could turn into something big.
Gimgoon's here for the counter gank, but it will be spotted out here by XX, so they know this is happening, but will they still take the 2v2? Onslaught of Shadows lands on both members, but FPX, what a turn on the gank. Getting the 2-0, no problem.
That was clean. Once again, Moyu was locked in the fight. The moment he chose it, he had no way out of it. Wanted to use his ultimate to set up something on towards Tien, so XX can follow up. XX doesn't have the damage to follow up. Tien's already set up for a Q, so able to just get the knock up with his ultimate. I think this is just another Tien game.
3-0-1, it's certainly starting to look like it, Raz. And Doinby even having a pretty good time trading into the mid lane there. Doesn't even have the completed Hex Drinker at the moment. But let's take a look at this top lane gank once again.
Just sitting here for a counter gank. Thankfully, you know, got there, and it was Moyu that started it off. Moyu started off because his jungler was sitting there for so long. Once again, Tien, for his second look for a counter gank, is able to nail it perfectly. It's just a fish bait at this point. If you're XX, where do you look? Doinby has played it safely in the mid lane for far too long. And then in the bottom lane, I mean, that's been working out well for you, but it's still hard to look for a gank if you're just trying to fish for an ultimate from Varus. So XX went for the one lane that he wanted to get a lead for, and it's just turning awfully.
You can look towards the objectives. You can look towards the enemy jungle. They know they're trying to take away the blue buff here. Will be smited away by XX, but Tien still looking for revenge here. Gonna land the Q, first half at the very least, but he's not gonna follow it up. He sees Ben coming up. Wants to be careful around this Ocean Drake.
But they're in a good position right now. It's Knight that wants to look for a back time, and even though they were able to, like XX was able to steal blue from them, as right now, FPX are in position to look around for Ocean Dragon. They may not start it, but they're certainly in a position to stop TOP to even think about contesting.
Yeah, Knight doesn't have teleport. Remember, he's packing the Ignite, so he's not gonna be able to make it into this to contest. So just at 10 minutes into the game, the Ocean Drake's going to be picked up. It's before that 14-minute mark, so this is still going to help him out during the laning phase, especially now that Doinby doesn't have his blue buff.
And remember, this helps out Gimgoon so much more. The sustain that he's been trying to, he's been trying to push out this lane for so frequently. Hecarim has a problem underneath tower at all times. Now he has extra mana sustain that the Ocean Dragon is going to be giving him. So it's a big plus to Gimgoon in his strategy of just consistently shoving out this matchup. It's only going to get worse for TOP that are trying to find answers through at least the mid lane, but it's been getting stalled out for. Let's take a look at the minimap. No wards whatsoever. They don't have any sense of vision, so they need to try and find a play because they've been through this game before of just stalling out for a play to happen, maybe just hoping that XX can find the proper gank, but Tien's always been on top of it.
Now FPX, they're looking real happy with this game state so far. 4-0 in kills. They're up 3,000 gold, their own first Drake as well. And now LWX has backed and picked up that Blade of the Ruin King, so he's going to be very strong hitting his power spike here in the bottom lane. Whereas if the answer wants to come out from Loken, he's going to have to back first.
So what we end up getting here, because Blade of the Ruin King, as you mentioned, like coming right back into the lane before Loken even hits it. This is great for him. Like, right now, Loken needs to find a time to back, but he's actually messed up his back timing here. And should be an opening for FPX to try and get something off this one. So we'll see. Tien actually starting up top side, but I like the options here for Tien. He's going to be able to get Rift Arrow for himself, can look for a top lane play, or can try and segue that one through mid. They will always have members alongside helping them, and it's going to be on TOP that's always trailing from behind.
TOP are going to spot this one out, but I mean, look at their positioning on the map. What can you do with this at this point? You've got to send everyone up, and by the time they get there, Tien might have even just taken this.
No, they got this.
Oh,
I like this from TOP.
800, where's he going to go? Looks like Tien will secure it. Had the smite available, and Knight taking a lot of damage here from Doinby. So now TOP might get engaged on Crispus here on the side. Isn't going to go for the flash taunt though, but FPX make it out of that with a Rift Herald to their name.
Yeah, the moment Moyu spotted them, you start to see the support start rotating up because there's the fear from FPX that, oh, they're going to do something. They're going to try and stop us. And TOP was like, all right, we got to do something, guys. We can't let them get it. We got to stop. So like Rift Herald now means so much to Tien. He's going to I wonder if he uses it here. This is where I'm starting wondering, like, use the Rift Herald for the second turret, get that pushed in fully. Or, once again, I think smarter decision, hold that move for mid lane. Because if you go for mid lane, we already saw what FPX was able to do their mid lane shove last time around. Get They should get turret plating gold for the Corki, who wants to get the Trinity Force as fast as possible, and then rotate that so they can move bottom lane for a possible dive. I'm already setting this one out, so certainly TOP knows this. It just comes down to execution and how to stop it from happening.
Execution was where they fell flat last game, so we'll see if they're able to figure it out this time, because Doinby almost finished his call looking towards that Trinity Force. As you mentioned, the Rift Herald into the mid lane would help him quite a bit with that. But the bottom lane, however, I feel like has been a little bit ignored by both junglers here, and it seems to have just been a handshake down in the bottom lane. So both AD carries sitting at about the same amount of gold. No kills on either of them, around 133 CS.
And XX is starting to utilize it. Good control ward to allow him to come through. The Varus ultimate is what we're looking for. There's no cleanse coming in from LWX this time around. And you can just see, like, LWX recognizes that's the only possibility for the Rek'Sai, especially since the control ward was contested so heavily on the side of Loken and Ben. I'm not even going to give their chances. This is a smart play from FPX, recognizing that Tien is in the top side, so we ain't going to do anything here. Kind of reminds me of the problem that we've had with, like, IG or RNG in the past, where those teams are just saying, well, we'll try something, maybe we can outplay. They're not even going to give them that opportunity.
This is so much cleaner than from FPX compared to last game as well, because granted, by this point, they had a much bigger lead, but they were making really aggressive plays for it, whereas now they're playing very careful, very calculated.
I will make that call when it comes to like the 25-minute mark, when they're going to close it out. They're not that far ahead. Oh my god.
That was just autos, and now he's locked into the culling in the perfect position. Flash burn by both Crisp and Loken. That was a good trade for FPX.
Yeah, very good. When the ultimate came through from Loken, he's like, oh snap, that's just a snare. He's still hitting me. I gotta back up. No flash now from Loken. So this is far more considerable. FPX will make a, like, they were already looking to make a play through bot lane with a mid lane shove, but now you're looking at Tien. He's like, well, here I come.
He's gonna be looking for it. He's pushing in. Has the option to drop the Herald down here as well if they want to just skip the whole mid lane thing.
And once again, look at the mini map. Rek'Sai's up top. LeBlanc is getting shoved into her own tower. Like, this is now impossible for Ben and Loken once again to even pick up the experience underneath their tower.
Now Tien just going to go for the Cloud Drake instead. He's got to go for this Herald eventually. It's going to start expiring soon, but he's just playing it slow, playing around these objectives, making sure he gets everything he can here in the early game. He's doing a damn good job of it as well. 3-0-1, should be able to pick up this bottom lane tower. His team will at the very least, making it 2-0 in towers. Mid lane's all that's left.
I mean, overall, FPX are hitting their stride. You just, across the board, their items are coming through. Luden's Echo for the Silas. Mid lane has the Trinity Force. Just right now, everything that FPX wanted to stall out for has come through, and they're now just trying to force the pressure for TOP to want to fight. I'm going to be looking towards the Ocean Dragon when it comes up. So you already see triple dragon for double dragon for FPX. They want that triple dragon, and I think that they have put themselves in a wonderful position to get it.
Now the Herald was about to expire, so they're going to shove that down into the middle lane. Of course, there is no minion wave there to greet it, nor are there turret platings left, so it's not going to be able to take down the whole tower by itself, but it will put a decent amount of chunk onto it nonetheless.
A little disappointing. You can even see that the rest of FPX are not in position to come and just support it just yet. Means that they just have to commit to another play to take that mid lane turret down. You can already see TOP recognize it and are in a position to defend it, so this is just another risk that FPX have to do because they just didn't have the damage or the following or the setup to be able to get the turret the first time around.
This time though, they're going to have all the help they can need. A lot of damage coming in from Join B and his Trinity Force. Talking to land from Chris, but that's a great chain of corruption, but will it matter? My god, Tien going for it. Lee Syndrome, thank you very much. Gonna pick up that kill on the back end, and FPX should be able to shove this tower in pretty easily now. You see XX backing off towards the bottom, and FPX pick up the last outer tower of the game.
That was too clean. Found that ward hop too. There was no way for TOP to come in and chase him. Maybe if Moya was there a little earlier, sent out his ultimate, but then that would be an overcommittal. They lost their support off of a great amount of poke from FPX, and were able to nail it down.
Tien playing like an absolute monster into this mid game, and now it's hitting 17 minutes, but let's take a look at that one more time.
It started out with a little bit of taunt from Galio. You even see the Braum ultimate coming through from the Silas. Great assassination, but it was a good setup overall from Gimgoon, who knocked him up and set up the Lee Sin.
That was like the Lee Sin equivalent of that scene from Wanted where they curve the bullet. It's just like, curve and Rin in right to safety. Now 5-0 in favor of FPX. I mean, this is not as big a lead as last game, but it's starting to get there, Raz.
It was a far more disciplined lead, I'd say. Like the fact that even though I made that criticism of how they set up around mid lane, like I think that they still set up for that kill incredibly well. All right, they're getting hit up here.
Oh, if he can get the taunt onto it, he goes gold and saves himself from the ultimate of XX as well. Chris still alive. Look at that onslaught of shadows coming in from Gimgoon. Moyu not able to find his ultimate as well. Here comes the Hero's Entrance, going to get the knockup on Moyu, chasing down, gets the kill. Chris so low, but will survive for the time being. Ignite ticking on the back end, but he'll make it barely a sliver of health remaining, just above 30.
Gimgoon's Silas, man. It kind of reminds me of the Hackerams from one in particular, if I remember correctly, it was King's Hecarim. In general, ain't a lot of AP Hecarams out there. But when you got that AP damage, with the ultimate that he's able to just run right through you, that's doing so much work on the TOP. That Silas is starting to pay off.
I remember when Keen first came out with that full AD Hecarim with all the crit coming in. It's like, oh man, this is insane.
It's disgusting. It really is. And it's one of those things where you see the Hecarim and you're saying, well, in the side lane, the Hecarim eventually is going to get the best of you. He's really struggling with that. In fact, kind of just avoided that altogether. Much like Doom B avoided this. Wait a minute.
This is going to be the 2v2. Should be able to find it. Not going to land Sonic Wave, so we'll back off there. FPX is going to get the better end of that, really, because that was TOP's setup. They just walked into it and got away fine.
There we go. At least TOP is looking for it. But this was the concern that I was talking about. Hecarim versus the Silas in a long lane. Sure, Hecarim at some point when he adds a gold lead will be able to take over if she's a bruiser. But guess what now? Silas shoved you in early. The team fights come through, the teleport came through from Gimgoon, and now has Hecarim ultimate to help his own team out. So this is definitely not working out for Moyu. It's backfired.
Missed a play here in the mid lane, but it was the double kill for Gimgoon there. Now 3-0 and 5 on the Silas.
All right, missing a play is an understatement.
Yeah, we missed a lot, Raz. This is like pulling out a full chapter from a book.
Let's do an investigation here. I'm just taking a look at the, I guess they're not using major summoners for this play. I think it was just little.
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐兰波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
最大的敌人就是自己人搭空头艇来。
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。
小心那个狙击兵！一方狙击兵制服了。
爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
哼！让龙魂吞噬一切！
我感觉到有刺客，刺客就在那里。刺客已不复存在。
这下找到乐子了。
焦躁。
绝招训练中，我的绝招，注意屋顶！
你的内心混乱。狙击兵出现了。
小心那个狙击兵！
能逃出我的手里。
最大的敌人就是自己。
看我的厉害！
笼罩在怀疑的阴影之中。
狙击兵出现了，保魔，快点上！
体悟心灵欢乐。他倒下了，
我的伤亡。
魂结迷掉。
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。Hello。
刺客已不复存在。
做得不错，进攻这个区域，准备炸门。
小心敌方部队。 空投艇上有敌方援军，
让龙魂吞噬一切！在我背后。
小心那个狙击兵！
敌人派了狙击兵。
杀掉狙击兵了！
敌 人派了狙击兵，我看见狙击兵了。用双
老伯，快点上！
我们的区域，体悟心灵欢乐。
让龙魂吞噬一切。
做得不错，敌人全数歼灭，别让卡车停下来。我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
请移动至正后方。
敌人整个头顶，开始战斗，力量马大火箭，你好啊！
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪迹。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。
放下武器！
扫荡整个建筑，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。
该来场这
给我站好！
都过来吧！集合起来！
建议你移动到我的屏障后面。
使用日程波动。
你最好移动到我的屏障后方。
你好，谢谢你。
有状况。
都过来吧！
他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着点，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
别从屋顶下来了！小心，还有敌人！
我不会退缩。
我这个
为了你的安
力量太大，小心狙击兵在哪里？谢谢狙击兵啊，他是我们奉的大运。 刺客在哪里？我进来。别想。移动屏障。谢谢。到我这集合。他们从哪里下来了？为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。热力开！无敌兵来了！放下武器，可以碰换上。别想逃！你最好移动到屏障后方。
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。
你好。
注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
天哪！你好。
建议你移动到我的屏障后面，想都别想。
敌方空投进来区。
最好移动到我的屏障后方。给我站住！请尽快移动至屏障后方。
你好啊。
为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。
别让刺客离开视线范围。有刺客在这边。保护我的炮塔！
建议你移动到我的屏障后方。净空这个区域，准备炸门。
敌方援军来了！
住手！移动屏障。给我站住！
愈距离。
要不要多买几条啊？
住手！
我要献上最热烈的欢迎！彻底解决他了！
做得不错，敌人全数歼灭，别让卡车停下来。
谢谢你。
我是。
Kled, he's like, you know what? I'm a great Kled player. Technically, BMoJack is too. At this point, they can hit you with anything because Kled is wonderful versus Silas too.
我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。
知道了，上尉，我们出发吧。
找到马克西米连了，他在唐兰波提可酿酒厂。哇，记得别破坏太多东西。为了这次任务，我已经得熬夜写报告书了。
真的很抱歉。
我来了。 即将交战，做好准备。我受到攻击，让你恢复战力，可以大开杀戒了。
这会保护我们。
我来支援你了，启动增效光束。
马克西米连该不会还有其他打手吧？
自从毁灭拳王浮出台面之后，他就更积极参与利爪组织的事务。我猜背后一定有什么原因。
小心，我在那里！
到了，英雄永不消逝。启动治疗光束，不准备。我来了。
我们到酿酒厂外面了，
扫荡整个建筑，找出马克的下落。我要开门了，大家小心。
做好最快打算，迎接最好结果。
精神可嘉。
让我来治疗你。启动增伤光束。 治疗光束， 来帮你。
什么？索杰恩？哦，通讯中断了。
我们中陷阱了，
伤害提高，敌方部队来袭，
有人把我们当成目标了。
小心背后！你在哪？刺客朝你过去了。
人龙合一，
支援你了。我来治疗你。打开啊！
杀掉刺客了。
让我来治疗你。
你觉得马克西米莲会告诉我们吗？
他是收钱做事的人，情报分析指出，他应该会妥协。
哎，什么意思？
集合。
他会开口的。
Hello。
他从天花板下来了。
我们合奏无间。
很多敌人来了。
启动治疗攻术。强化你了。我遭受攻击。让我恢复战力。
士兵在瞄准你。
我来治疗你，你可以大开杀戒了。
如果没逮到小马，会怎样？
有人一直强力要求重新安排我们的人力。
最近莫里森和雷耶斯一直在吵这件事。
那特遣队呢？
我们可能也带不走了。
战役有限。
超恐怖，脸皮真厚。
你在找医生吗？发现英雄永不消逝。伤害提高。
好，刚刚聊到哪了？伤口在哪里啊？小心别跑！启动治疗攻势。
乘胜追击，
大家伙了！
我来帮你。
通讯恢复正常了，大家状况如何？
索杰，
来点好消息吧！我们找到马克了，他在海岸堡垒。你们需要其他东西才能炸开大门。
装着炸药的卡车怎么样啊？
那当然行。
一见就绪喽。
附近是不是有一台装满炸药的卡车？
有。
那么，行动吧。
小马怎么会在这时候现身？他向来小心行事，现在却露出马脚了，好像怪怪的哦。
毁灭拳王上任之后，把利爪组织内部搞得一团混乱，他们的行动也开始出现破绽。
在这里救
有力，
我们得先抓到他再说。快复活队友！
整队。好，伤口在哪里？
敌方空投艇出现了。
过来帮我。我强化你了，让你恢复战力。有人叫医生吗？
做好准备，敌方部队来袭！
注意，敌人派了狙击兵，帮你强化伤害。英雄永不消逝。我来治疗你。倒下了，谢谢你喽。
全体人员加快脚步，进攻这个区域，准备炸门。
解决那些家伙，快没时间了。
合作。
来了，我们合作无间。敌方援军出现了，启动治疗战术。
人龙合一。
让你恢复战力。伤害提高。伤口在哪里？我来了，狙击兵现身了。
是狙击兵。反击。
这是大开杀戒了。狙击兵现身了。别放过他们！注意，敌人派了狙击兵。我来帮你了。重装英雄永不消逝。该休息一下，让我来治疗你。帮我击退他们。伤害提升了，闪光倒下了，谁快去复活他？继续战斗吧！
消灭重装攻击兵了。
扫荡完毕。
地爪部队都消灭掉了，快去准备一下，用卡车破门。
你好，快递来喽！
你想去哪里啊，小马？
有必要这样吗？有话可以好好商量啊。
我们跟你没什么好商量的。
你也得跟我们走。
我们很清楚你和同伙的底细。
我的同伙可多了，这样讲可能不够清楚。但是我这个人呢，资源丰富。这么说吧，你们想做什么生意？
我们想找人。
哦，那请问你们想找谁呢？
朋友，这个世界不像我们有远见。我很钦佩你想成就的目标。你为同胞奋斗，值得敬重。可惜注定失败，但是有利爪帮忙，那就不一样了。
Looking for his red buff on the top side. This side looks like it won't be the vertical jungle coming out for TOP, Raz.
This one is great at being able to pick up skull grabs. And so it's like, wow, hell out over here. Ooh, that's sad to see. But it's a lot of execute damage on E. Now it doesn't just one-shot skull grabs as you saw in the past, so Tian has a chance that if he sees it, he can just challenge for it. He has red buff too, so let's just go to see a fight.
He definitely spotted this. Both mid laners going to be coming down. The bottom lane of FPX coming up as well. Smite secured. Who is it for? I believe Tien. There he is. He's going to rock it. But now Doinby chasing in. This is the fight of the ages on the mid side and the bottom side. And FPX on the wrong side of it towards the top side. Doinby so low. First blood going to come down in favor of Knight. But now Tien looking for the damage. He has the red buff. There's no way Knight's going to be able to fend off against this. Will it be enough damage? Knight gets the heal. Oh my god, TOP.
That was a great response from TOP's lanes as a whole. Because Doinby was doing the right thing. You see someone taking up Scuttle Crab, you start to join them. Like, Doinby came through the bot side to see if he can help. And the same thing happened with Crisp and LWX. So they were all challenged in their own skirmishes. And Knight found himself in a great 1v1. He wanted that to begin with. So you're saying, okay, Aftershock engage on towards Doinby, and then he has no help from Tien, who's in a 1v1 for Scuttle Crab in the bottom lane. So like everything broke apart for FPX. And that turns into that first blood. Here it is. Like, this is what you wanted to see out of TOP, is that you may lose the Scuttle Crab overall, but you put Knight in an incredibly good position to isolate his matchup. So he got 2-ups gun abduct. This is the one that mattered, and he found himself on the right side of the blast cone.
And Tien was just not there to be able to save him either, so not able to pick up the kill in the back end either. At the very least, they're going to be even-ish in CS, but that's the double Dark Seal in favor of Knight that just is not an option for Going B.
And here's the worst thing about all of this, because if you had said, okay, change it then, make it so Tien goes and helps out his own mid laner in Knight. But the problem is you'd lose Skullcrab, #1. And then on top of that, Sejuani was actually just smacking Tien. He had red buff and had constant.
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
让他们尝尝你的厉害，无处可躲。
空投艇上有敌方援军。
敌方援军来了！就是这样。
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。
骗他！狙击兵倒下了，快帮忙复活队友！不愧是我的弱兵。
扫荡整个建筑，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。
汇合，都过来吧！冲过来吧！
看谁躲在后面。
有状况，
过来帮忙！
他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着点，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
他们来了！
有自己朝我们过来。
我的刺客要对你出手了！
体悟心灵，
刺客阵亡。
从屋顶下来，
敌人增援了！我们有人阵亡了，敌人派了机之兵，
队友倒下。
我们有人阵亡了，
我可以发动绝招了，一起上！
完美的结果。
体悟心灵祥和，
望哦！小心！我伤死了！
我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐兰波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
敌方空投艇来迟。
请尽快移动至屏障后方。
敌人来袭。 得意之作。
建议你移动到我的屏障后面。
阿米斯特，太感谢你了！哦，不用客气了。
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。
阿米斯特，太感谢你了！哦，敌人有空投艇。
敌人派的狙击兵。
发现狙击兵！
哈哈，用什么方法射击的？保护我的炮塔！
移动至屏障后方。扫荡整个建筑，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。
集合起来，跟我汇合。完美的结果。不愧是我的作品。
注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
要不要多来一点治疗啊？阿米斯特，太感谢你了。哦，不用客气了。
快帮我！下个痛快吧！ 炮塔遭受攻击！
移动到我的屏障后面。
客气了，
过来吧，跟我汇合。
他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着点，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
他们从屋底下来了。
不用客气了。
你真是美女！保护我的炮塔！
敌人来了，
给他们一个痛快！
小心狙击兵！
敌人派的狙击兵！
阿米斯特，太感谢你了！哦，不用客气了。使用日常波动。
炮塔遭受攻击，敌方援军来了！我的炮塔！
往你那儿去了！哈哈，开始超载！我的得意之作。 从上面来了！
发现重装突击兵，给他们一个痛快！
集合，发动特殊攻击！
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。
快躲进来！
表现啊！
不用客气了，巴蒂斯特，太感谢你了。哦，不用客气了。
小心，有空投艇！
给他们一个痛快！
启动战
在这里集合！
不用客气了，要不要多来一点？有埋伏！
工程学的奇迹。
小心狙击兵！这里有狙击兵！
姐姐狙击兵了，但是我们不能大意。
巴蒂斯特，太感谢你了！哦，不用客气了。
那里有刺客！ 刺客阵亡！我的得意之作！
不用客气了，
快来帮我！跟我会合！
不用客气了，
做得不错。
我的绝招！
进攻这个区域，准备炸门。
小心，还有敌人！我的炮塔会坏掉，跟我配合。敌方空投艇来袭，
给他们一个痛快！ 别让刺客离开视线范围！刺客来了！进来！
刺客要对你！
快起来继续战斗！
一级损伤严重。我们必须复活队友。我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米莲的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米莲在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。你最好移动到我的屏障后方。
敌人搭空投艇来了，
注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
做好准备，面对接下来的战斗。
启动屏障。马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪迹。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到讯号，你们千万要小心。
快躲进来！
注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
给他们一个痛快！
集合，发动特殊攻击。建议你移动到我的屏障附近。扫荡整个建筑，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。
使用战争武器。
启动屏障。
视线范围。快躲进来！给他们一个痛快！
上方来袭，敌人接二连三出现。敌人派来骑兵。
快点解决那个狙击兵！快躲进来！
到这里，建议你移动到我的形象后面。
人这聊的模样。集合吧！
请尽快移动至屏障后方。
发现
集合，发动特殊攻击。
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。你好。请移动至屏障后方。 准备炸门。
敌人用空投铁，给他们一个痛快！
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
击！
小心狙击兵！
扫荡整个建筑，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。
我掩护你。
有状况。他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着底，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
刺客要对你出手了，刺客阵亡。小心，还有敌人！
请移动至屏障后方。
看上面。
敌人派了狙击兵。
小心狙击兵！
狙击兵在那里？狙击兵倒下了，
他在瞄准你。
我是杀掉狙击兵好啊！我要献上最热烈的欢迎！
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。
大眼睛，找出刺客在哪里。
走开了，
他往你那去了。
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。站住！
炮塔架好了，
移动到我的屏障后面，给我站住！
小心，有空投艇！
为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。我不会退缩。
该来场蒸汽秀了！
马克一进去，我们就失去他们踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。
住手！我要舰长最热烈的欢迎！尽快离开屏障后方。
我要开门了，大家小心。
不准动！防御模式启动。启动屏障。
开始再生。
你最好移动到我的屏障后方。
有状况。他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着底，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
风将全力预测，
睁大眼睛，找出刺客在哪里。
移动至屏障后方。别想逃！
快躲进来！
敌人增援了。
你最好移动到我的屏障后方。
他们从屋顶下来了。
住手！建议你移动到我的屏障后面。
狙击兵！
敌人派的狙击兵。
移动至屏障后方。
谢谢狙击兵了，但是我们不能大意。
请尽快移动至屏障后方。到我这集合。你最好移动到我的屏障后方。
给他们一个痛快！我要见下战斗机。
移动到屏障后方。别想逃！放下武器！
认真重装狙击兵了。
移动至屏障后方。
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。
请尽快移动至屏障后方。你最好移动到我的屏障后方。没问题。为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。给我站住！
开始再生。
请移动至屏障后方。
人出现了！
站住！
敌方空投艇来袭！
为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。最好移动到我的屏障后方。
那里有刺客！刺客要对你进行跑！刺客阵亡！
睁大眼睛，找出刺客在哪里！
开了！给他们一个痛快！我要献上最热烈的欢迎！
放下武器！
有人倒下，
机体损伤严重。
我要献上最热烈的欢迎！风将全力运作！
做得不错，敌人全数歼灭，别让卡车停下来。
使用你的波动。
我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。别想逃！
敌方空投艇来袭！
找到马克，我要开门了，大家小心。
你移动到我的屏障后面。炮塔遭受攻击，错手到此。你正好移动到我的屏障后方。
使用日征波动。
有状况。
请移动至屏障后方。
他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着点，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
他们从屋顶下来了。
为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。
有白火。小心狙击兵！
狙击兵倒下了。狙击兵锁定你了，闪开！我的靠塔！
建议你移动到我的屏障后面。提高防御。
该来场争气秀啊！他们来了！
注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
也要此刻离开视线范围。这个来了！我解决他了。敌人从屋顶上来了。
为了你的安全，请移动到屏障后方。
给他们一个痛快！
天可真大！
移动到我的屏障后方。建议你移动到我的屏障后面。放下武器！
我要你点上热烈欢迎！开始战斗！两下后方！
给我站住！
快点帮忙挡子弹！
需要。系统严重受损。
看来马克躲在海岸堡垒里。你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来。
constant charging passive procs off the Sejuani passive. So like, what do you do then? You're actually losing the skirmish towards the Scuttle Crab, and you're losing the mid lane skirmish. That was just a better 2v2 from TOP as a whole.
Good body blocking there from Chris. Will keep his AD carry safe, let him back there uninterrupted. But LWX only going to be able to pick up double longsword. Will have the advantage over Loken at the very least for the time being.
They're wrapping right around.
Uh-oh. This might be a top lane dive, or they're just going to go heavy into the jungle. 369 shoving between the towers.
There's not much you can do here. You even see where Lee Sin's can't go up top where he gets soloed out. Sejuani's actually sticking around just in case. Here we go.
A lot of damage there onto Gimgoon. He's trying to push 369 under his tower. Now Tien's coming in. He's got the red smite, but here comes XX. They've got the damage. Forces Tien away.
Good call from XX to just double right back. He knew that 369 was going to stick there and force Gimgoon into that skirmish. Oh no. Well, he's not going to get a fight. Stop it, Tien. Stop
Tien.
it. You ain't going to do that.
Come on, man. This isn't last game. You're not 7-1.
He's challenging, stopping his backs. This is just them being annoying. That's a ramping damage on 369.
Oh, that's the Ignite going down as well. They really want this kill. Tien going to get the kick as well. Following up, they just want to force him out of the lane. Chris, what are you doing up here?
Just in case, man. Just in case. If you think he has spellbook, nah, he doesn't. No teleport here.
Oh, that was so close.
It's good back. Like, he knew that LWX was searching, fiending for a back, so he made the long journey up top.
Now Chris has the option to go towards the mid lane, but
he has to go back bottom lane. That'd just be interesting if he sticks around. This is the problem with a lot of these supports out there. They're like, all right, I got a good job here. I'm helping out my jungler. Let me stick around a little while. You know, you look to your bottom lane, it's like 80 carry, you play safe. It's not as simple as that. You made a good call. Now you got to go right back. You're tethered to the bottom lane so long as Varus has come right back in there. Now he's sitting there. You gotta go.
He's waddling down, Raz. He'll get there eventually. In the meantime, though, I mean, this is what we were hoping to see. We wanted to see Tien get shut down, get pathed on a little bit, slow his roll so he's not able to snowball the game.
Now you're calm down. The observer is infatuated with the damn catfish waddling to the bottom lane.
You're right. You're right. That should be our focus. He made it.
There we go. Made it there safely.
After a long journey, the catfish has returned home.
Yes, he has. All right, sorry. Back to your point.
Yeah. Back to the game. Anyways, Tien got slowed down a little bit here, but what does he need to do to get back into it at this point? Because he's not dead. He hasn't lost to death. He's only lost his mid laner once.
I would say work towards your top laner a little bit more. Hecarim has his ultimate. The 2v2 is possible. The only problem is that he needs to play to the exact opposite side of the Sejuani. Sejuani's top side, she's always going to have help towards with Knight and 369. Knight will have 369 will have shove. So that's always going to be a positive trade and fight for XX. If Sejuani's bot, then much more to prove that they are better than FPX.
The latter half of this series, too, I mean, in Discipline being the #1 problem for FPX in that JDG series, that was the least of their problems during the back half of I'm getting ready for him.
And I finally got a prediction right. I'm going to say this.
我是索杰恩，我在找马克西米连的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米连在唐莱波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
敌方空投艇接近中。 敌方即将增援，
我治疗你了。
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到信号，你们千万要小心。你健康送到我的屏障后方。
别让刺客离开视线范围。敌人需要后援。
射手朝你过去了。集合，发动特殊攻击。消灭刺客。
扫荡整个建筑，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。
熄灯。
开始再生。
到我的屏障后方。请顺你的下，帮你挥动到屏障后方。
使用预伤
有状况。他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着底，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
敌人从上方突袭。
送到我的屏障后面。
有埋伏。 小心狙击兵！狙击兵！
狙击兵死亡。
必须有人对付那个狙击兵。恢复的还不错。 狙击兵瞄准你了！他在瞄准你！
狙击兵死亡。我会照顾你。
屏障后面。
开始再生。
你困了吗？
你跟新的一样。
更多目标接近。
帮忙挡子弹！快进来！
敌人从屋顶空降，恢复吧。
上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
动特殊攻击，我们必须复活队友。
你好啊！
我解决他了。睁大眼睛，找出刺客在哪里。敌人在你背后。赛车。藏进背后。大家伙来了。
我强化你了，
给他们一个痛快！
集合，发动特殊攻击。我们必须复活队友。需要复活阵亡队友。
我是佐杰恩，我在找马克西米莲的位置，给我几秒钟。马克西米莲在唐兰波提可酿酒厂，我帮你们标出位置了。
使用日升波动，让他们尝尝你的厉害。 空投艇来袭！
我的手艺很高明，这还没
绝招正在训练。
谢谢你。
到我这集合。
马克一进去，我们就失去他的踪影。他们封锁了这个地方，我们的卫星收不到讯号，你们千万要小心。
那里有狙击兵。
集合，发动特殊攻击。
处理掉狙击兵了，快进入卫星里了。
移动至正后方。
我的炮塔吗？
扫荡整个箭头，找到马克。我要开门了，大家小心。
谢谢你。
绝招好了，接招。
到了。
有状况。
跟我汇合。炮塔架好了，在这里集合。
他们封锁了酿酒厂，撑着点，我帮你们找出去的路。有利爪士兵往你们的位置过去了。
那里有刺客。 要对你出手了！刺客挂了，敌人来袭！
注意，请尽快移动至屏障后方。
我的手艺很高明，是吧？
你最好移动到我的屏障后方。
敌人从上面来了。真是工程学的奇迹！别说累了。
集合，发动特殊攻击。
派的狙击兵，
快点解决那个狙击兵！
快跑进来！
杜梅西，你们也只真的是这感谢。 到我这集合 ，Messi。绝招好了，跟上了。给他们一个痛快了。
集合，发动特殊攻击，
彻底解决他了。
马克躲在海岸堡垒里，你们附近有台卡车，上面装满炸药，可以用它来破门。谢谢你。这还没准备好。到我的屏障后面。
别让我失望哦。
记住爷 ，Hello。 睁大眼睛，找出刺客在哪里！
集合，发动特殊攻击。
刺客阵亡。我伤势不太妙。一直不落。
请尽快移动至屏障后方。
进空这个区域，准备炸门。
有回复。敌方空投艇来袭！
最好移动到我的屏障后方。
敌人派了狙击兵，那里有狙击兵，谢谢狙击兵了，但是我们不能大意。狙击兵，敌人派了狙击兵，我的手艺很高明是吧？
发现重装伏击兵。给他们一个痛快！
集合，发动特殊攻击。
快帮忙复活队友！
我们必须
给他们一个痛快！
集合，发动特殊攻击。
做的不错，敌人全数歼灭，别让卡车停下来。
继续工作喽！
请移动至屏障后方。
科学就是我的信仰。
你还没有做好学习的准备。
为加勒比海联盟而战。
唉，烂工匠才会怪工具不好。
啊，来打发时间吧。
你是自掘坟墓，
别那么胆小嘛！
干杯！
我一直觉得有人在呼唤我。
别傻了啦！
我不是针对你。
你错了。
不开口，没人当你是哑巴。 好笑。